Every month, hundreds of games look for your support on Kickstarter, but we rummage through all of them to bring you 5 recommendations that we think deserve your attention. Before we check out this month's recommendations, let's have a quick recap of last month's games. Our first recommendation last month was the time trial downhill biking game Lonely Mountain Downhill. We're pleased to say that this unique looking sports game was fully backed and we can expect a full release around July next year. Pirate ship arena battle game Unearned Bounty was only 50% backed by the end of its Kickstarter campaign. The future of this free-to-play game is unsure, but hopefully we'll see it still get a full release. Kenosis, the retro-inspired sci-fi point-and-click adventure game, crept over its £8,000 goal by just £7. You can still check out the prologue demo on PC now, and we can expect the game to get a full release around January 2019. Surprising to us, Era and the Wanderers didn't spark much interest throughout its Kickstarter campaign, finishing with just 13% backing towards its final goal. Hopefully this isn't the last we've seen of this gorgeous fancy pixelated adventure game. Our final recommendation last month came in the form of Dulac and Faye, Dance of Death, an intriguing story-driven adventure game that takes place during the infamous Whitechapel murders of 1888. Dulac and Faye's campaign is currently sitting at just under 50% backed, and you have until the 10th of December to help this game hit its £40,000 goal. With last month's games recapped, let's jump into our recommendations for December. Our first recommendation comes in the form of Raji, an action RPG game set in a stunning adaptation of ancient India. The game follows a young girl who has been chosen by the gods to fight against a demonic invasion, all while she's on the quest to find her lost brother. The developers have worked really hard to try and capture the real essence of ancient India, travelling to locations in India, Bali and Indonesia, all to help gain inspiration needed to create the game. A unique part to the RPG elements is how players can choose their god, and with each god offering different abilities and elemental damage, who you choose to follow can have a drastic effect on how you play the game. Players can experience the wonderful hand-painted world of Raji in a playable demo available now on the Kickstarter page. If you like what you see or play in the demo, then you can reserve yourself a copy for £16 on PC or £28 and you'll get to choose a copy for a console of your choice. And with Raji set for a release on the PC, Xbox One, PS4 and Nintendo Switch, we're almost spoiled for choice. And you have until the 12th of December to help Raji hit its £120,000 goal. Truberbrook is not only our second recommendation for December, but also one of our favourite games we've seen on Kickstarter this year. The mysterious adventure game is set in a rural German village in the height of the Cold War, and with huge sci-fi influences, stunning handcrafted scenery, and characters about as quirky as they come. It's an adventure game that we cannot wait to play. The story sees you controlling American scientist Hans Tannhauser, who won a European holiday in the lottery. However, what was meant to be some relaxing downtime soon turns into Hans finding himself trying to save the world. Indie developers BTF are working hard to bring the game to PC, Mac, Linux, PS4, Xbox One and Nintendo Switch. And with the game already reaching 200% funding, the stretch goals for the prologue look to be an achievable target. If this quirky 1960s sci-fi adventure has perked your interest, then you have until the 14th of December to back the game. £22 will reserve you a copy on the PC along with some other goodies, and with a full release expected around September 2018, we don't have too long to wait. Cede by independent developers Bare Hands combines two gameplay elements that I personally love together, farming and combat. The game has you controlling a character known as Cede, a putty-like creature that has the ability to turn enemies into combative vegetation. Depending on the little boys that you have activated, you'll turn the enemies into either support plants or defensive plants. The story of Cede evolves around a conflict that has cracked the planet into pieces, leaving the land with almost no vegetation to survive on. The unique take on farming combat makes Cede stand out as a pretty original game. If you're interested, then you can grab a copy for around £15. If fully funded, the game is set for a PC release in June 2019. PlayStation 4 and Nintendo Switch releases feature in the game's stretch goals, and you have until the 17th of December to help Cede hit its £50,000 goal. It's no secret that skateboarding fans have been crying out for Skate 4 to be announced, and with EA reluctant to give fans what they want, independent developers Creature have stepped in, or skated in, with Session, a skateboarding sim. Session's gameplay is inspired by the iconic late 90s and early 2000s skateboarding scene. The developers really want to capture the expressive creativity that skateboarding offers. To do this, they have decided to not feature any high scores in the game. Neither will it feature any objective-based missions, just the freedom to be creative. The main gameplay loop consists of you taming a section of concrete, filming your best runs and sharing it with the skateboarding community. There is a playable demo available now through the game's Kickstarter page, so you can see for yourself just how awesome this game is. Session features some pretty tasty reward tiers for its Kickstarter campaign. £15 will bag yourself a copy of the game on PC or Xbox One. £20 and you'll get early access to the alpha and beta builds. And just over £100 you'll get all the previous rewards along with a limited set of Session skateboarding wheels. If the idea of this back to the roots skateboarding sim has you excited, then you have until the 21st of December to help Session hit its £46,000 goal. Our final recommendation of this year comes in the form of action-adventure game Skull Pirates. The game is set in the world of Catonia, where rumours of a skeletal pirate army have stirred for a while. Unluckily for everyone else, these rumours are true, as it's this group of misfits that you'll be controlling. You'll need to take this bone-jarring army from location to location, all in search of the best booty. No, not that kind of booty. The reasons for their loot-fueled adventure isn't just because they're pirates, or even skeleton pirates. It's to help clear their leader Skull Queen's debt with a rather fishy loan shark. Levels are made up of side-scrolling combat and 2D platforming, all of which plays out in a pretty awesome-looking comic-inspired world. Finding new treasure won't only help Skull Queen clear her debt, but will also unlock new customizable options for you to try and make your skeleton army look a little bit prettier. Skull Pirates is currently in development for PlayStation 4, Nintendo Switch and yes, the PS Vita. If you like what you see, then you have until the 31st of December to help indie developers Arcade Distillery hit its £15,000 goal. Just £7 will bag you a digital copy on a console of your choice, and a full release is expected around October next year. That wraps up our top 5 Kickstarter games to back in December. You can see what Raji looks like in action, as we've got a 20-minute gameplay video available now. And to keep up to date with other indie game news, previews and reviews, make sure you subscribe and head on over to indie-credible.com.